The mapping on this bike is, well, it's Hi folks, hope you're well. Today I've decided to nip inland a little from where I stay, from the coast, back up into the area that I went to high school in, Bainnick and Strathspey. Love it up here, beautiful, even at this time of year. Although it's very sunny, it's still a bit of a nip in the air, and it's kind of hand was forced today. I had to come out because I believe the weather's going back to winter next week, so I thought for a change, I don't know if any of you watch the Svartpilen places I go videos that I do, but I've kind of thought, well look, the other bikes don't feature in it, so I might actually do, I'll see how this turns out. I might do a few with the KTM and the Ducati this year. There won't be any shaft style videos with me hooning about. I'm not about that, I'm a bit of a woos. But if you want to have someone on in the background while you're reading your motorcycle news or any of your bike mags, or scrolling through your social media feeds, it's the kind of video I like to chuck on in the background. When they started out, I had just bike sound on it, but I quite like some music in there, so nowadays I'm doing two options. If you haven't watched them already, kind of pay attention to the thumbnail. One will have just the original audio on it, and another will have some music. So if you haven't watched those already, please give them a view. I love making them. They're my favourite videos to churn out. They don't get huge views, but I'm just going to keep doing them. And like I say, if you haven't watched one already, give it a view, see what you think. I kind of just show you around the countryside while I'm out and about, just little sections of road. Some are longer than others. Generally there'll be two cameras on board, and occasionally there might be a 360 thrown in there too. Some of the newer ones have got that. Today won't have any of that on it. I'm just kind of using the 360 as my chest mount camera. So yeah, I'm headed to a bit of road that crosses from Lagan to Dalwhinnie. There's a distillery there, and I haven't been on it for quite a few years. I think the last time I was actually on that bit of road was when I filmed the day that I bumped into the film crew filming the James Bond, the last one. The name's gone right out of my head. No Time to Die. Yeah, I think that was it. And then I went on to do the I was looking for a bit of road to film the video where I took off the what was I doing? I was looking for I was doing the video where basically you switched everything off and let the bike sort out your mess, your anti-wheelie, traction control. Can't remember the actual name of that, but I'm thinking that. So yeah, that was the last time on that road, so I'm going to ride through it, check it out, see what I've got, because there's chances are there's lots and lots of grit and gravel after winter time. Just make sure it's safe, and then I'm going to stop somewhere for a brew, so when I do, I'll catch up with you there. Something I noticed getting back onto Moose after being on my other two bikes is I really need to adjust these levers. They're just too high up. Dipping down so they're easier to get to. And wow, it's so obvious, having ridden the Svartpilen and the Ducati, that the mapping on this bike is, well, it's, there's no getting away from it. I know they've sorted it in the newer models and the 890R, but on this bike it is it really is. I mean, even with the booster, I'm blown away with just how crap it is. Go back into it this morning and wow, the clutch is so abrupt. And but you know what I was like, you've seen the videos. I used to ride this thing everywhere on track mode. I got onto it today and thought, I'll put it in sport, just to kind of, you know, take it easy. First time out on this bike for a long time, and I had to change it. When I went for fuel, I had to put it back on the street. It was just too abrupt. It just shows you when you're riding things all the time, you adjust to them, and little things you kind of forget about them. But you know, jumping off of the other two bikes onto this one again just made it so blatantly obvious that this bike needs more than a booster plug. It definitely needs some remapping. It's just so on off. It's fine once you're charging, but I'm not in the mood for charging today. This is just things are coming at me a lot faster than they have been. You know, I've ridden the Svartpilen a lot over the last year since I got it, and you know, since winter left, and the few bike runs that I've made so far were all on the Svartpilen, and it just makes riding so easy. You know, you're on little back roads, sort of bombing about, 50 mile an hour, feels quick. You get onto this and yeah, you're above the speed limit before you know it. You're having to check your speed all of the time, and it's just, you get rusty over winter as well, don't you? You get that you forget you're riding along, you actually forget you're on a bike and that you've just missed a really good overtaking opportunity. So yeah, I just felt so rusty today. Took it easy getting here, and the weather's warming up now. The temperature has lifted. It says 17 degrees, but it feels a little cooler than that in the wind. And yeah, I wasn't trusting tyres and wasn't trusting myself, so I need to get some miles under my belt this year with this bike before I think about getting back on the Ducati. Safe to turn, yep. Right, so I think I've spotted a coffee stop for myself up here. So I'll just head back, make myself a brew, have a little catch up, take some photos for Instagram, and then top up the batteries before heading home. So lucky I've got this, well, it's not on my doorstep, but it's a pleasant ride to get to. It's not like I'm having to go down dual carriageway or motorway or anything, you know. They're all enjoyable roads, pretty much from my front door in any direction. But I love coming into the Spey Valley. I just love it here. Didn't fully appreciate it when I was a kid. It's that thing, isn't it? You want to leave home and go see the world. It's just built into you. And yeah, growing up as a teenager, miles from your mates when you weren't at school, it just wasn't much fun. But now I'm an old fart. I think so long as I had a motorcycle and enough room in my garage to have some weights in it and Wi-Fi, I'd be a happy camper staying up here again. Right, now it's a little rubble track up here, so I'm going to pop up it. Hopefully there's room for me to turn. I didn't do $1 million bogan trying to get out of it and end up having to come out to the road and get help. Here we go. Lovely. What a spot. Look at that. Getting the hang of that. Oh, nice. It's great being able to stop everywhere. Just try these different coffees. It was quite frosty this morning when I left. We've had 4 or 5 really beautiful days in a row, but unfortunately I've been working and on night shift, so I just feel a bit too groggy to go far on the bike. So I've kind of put it off and put it off. Today's the last day where we have good weather forecast, so I've kind of decided I have to come out and do something. Otherwise next week, when the rumoured sort of sleet comes back, sleet and rain every day for a week, when that comes back I'll be kicking myself. Our season's short enough. But it's been nice to get out, seen quite a few bikes on the road already. Yeah, and you just feel really, what's the word, rusty. Yeah, just not on your game yet this early in the season. It's kind of hard to relax. I just find that instead of just thinking about the road and the next corner, I'm letting my mind wander, which is not a good thing if you're out on a bike. You know, you're in a situation before you know it. So I've kind of been behaving myself today, so to speak, just to get my head back into the game. As I said though, the thing that's really bugging me now that I've got the other 2 bikes to swap between is the throttle response. It's just so jerky. So if I keep it, I'm going to have to do something about it, because I can't live with it. Another thing, somebody got in touch with me the other day saying that they'd put on the Powerbronze, I think it was a Powerbronze tail tidy. They just said that they'd put on an aftermarket tail tidy, but it had cracked their tail light, and so they put it back to standard. But I'm presuming it's a Powerbronze if he's commented on my video. He hasn't got back to me when I asked him. But I've had a look at my one on the Svartpilen, and there's like a little gap where the metal for the tail tidy comes out for the plate hanger, and yeah, it can fill up with crap and everything, but if it gets too close, you have to, it takes a bit of doing, but you can bend the metal down a bit to take it away from the light. Just something you should be on top of anyway. If you're cleaning your bike, keep on top of your maintenance, you're going to notice that, and just pull it down a smidge. It will never move again anyway. It's quite thick metal plate in that, so it's not something you're really going to have to worry about, is it? But just thought I'd point that out in case any one of you bought one after watching that video. Something to keep an eye on. I really need to get moving again, it's too warm. Dressed in black, doesn't help. So yeah, my plan is from here I'm going to head back the way I came. There's a little section of road between Kinusey and Kincraig. Hopefully I get it to myself. Nice sweepy corners, nice little bit of road. It'll probably take about 5 minutes or so to cover, and if it works out you'll see it at some point on places I go. So cheers, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.